Our next speaker is Professor Andrew Ferguson, who earned his BA cum laude from Williams College, and he got his JD from Penn, summa cum laude, and an LLM from Georgetown. I believe it was a master's in advocacy. Trial advocacy. I have to correct our website then. So I gleaned everything from there. Like Judge Milliken, he was a Prettyman Fellow at Georgetown Law Center, the Criminal Justice Clinic, before going on, Professor Ferguson, at least, to serve as a supervising attorney for the Public Defender Service of the District of Columbia. Professor Ferguson will speak about his new book, Why Jury Duty Matters, A Citizen's Guide to Constitutional Action, which seeks to reconnect ordinary citizens to their constitutionally mandated but largely ignored democratic role as a jury member.
Right. We go from taxes to jury duty. I don't know how many more exciting things we can thrill you with today. We have death comes next, I believe. I have a simple project with this book, which is to change the way ordinary citizens think about jury service. Every year, there are 32 million Americans get that piece of paper in the mail, and about north of 31,990,000 think it's a terrible thing, and I want to change that. I want people to realize that jury service is the closest an American citizen can come to seeing the principles of the Constitution alive. I worked in Superior Court for 9 years, and every single day I would walk into Superior Court and walk right past that 301 waiting room and see those jurors. Many of you who are DC citizens have probably sat in that room, and I saw the same emotions, that anxiety, that boredom, that frustration, that feeling of dread. And then I would get to talk to those same citizens after they had served. And I saw that how jury service had been a transformative moment for many people. Ordinary citizens, not lawyers, and even lawyers, when they sat in there and given a problem they didn't think they could solve, and they solved it with strangers and community members they didn't think they would ever meet. And they did it, and it was successful, and it was meaningful. And I realized that those same citizens, as they sat there, were missing that meaning, and were also missing the constitutional values that are in the system, that are built within the system, are purposely built within the system. The right to a jury trial is one of our fundamental rights. Everyone knows, you're all lawyers, you understand that, but most American citizens don't know it. And what this book does is it takes the day in the jury, the day you're there, walks you through the court, walks you through the experience to show you those constitutional values in a way to bring alive our constitutional history, our constitutional identity, and those values. If you think about constitutional history, if you went down to Superior Court with me on Monday, and we sat down, we started interviewing some of those jurors, how many of them do you think would know that the right to a criminal jury trial is the only right that makes a double appearance in the actual text of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights? In the Bill of Rights itself, you have the Fifth Amendment right to a grand jury, Sixth Amendment right to a criminal jury, Seventh Amendment right to a civil jury. You understand how the Fourth Amendment was protected. I don't have to slow down. I speak quick. This is what I do in class all the time. Just keep going. How the Fourth Amendment was protected, it was through civil jury trespass actions. Prior restraints on the First Amendment were jury cases. Half the Bill of Rights are focused on jurors and the right to a jury. And citizens don't know that. How many citizens, if we took a poll, would know that the deprivation of the right to a jury trial was in the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson wrote about the right to a jury trial as a reason for going to war and creating this America. If you think about identity, about your constitutional identity, think about it right now as you sit here. If you were asked to self-identify who you are, lawyer, Antioch, disciple of Professor Kahn, husband, wife, partner, Democrat, environmentalist, retired judge, whatever it would be, where does juror list on that identity? It doesn't even make the cut, does it? You don't think of yourself as a juror. At the time of the founding, people had two twin identities. They were voters and they were jurors. At the time of the women's suffrage movement, when they were moving to bring equality to there, the women's suffrage movement was clearly focused on the twin political rights of voting and jury service, recognizing if you only got the right to vote, you would never be a full political citizen. And we've forgotten that history. Charles Hamilton Houston in the Civil Rights Movement won his first case before the Supreme Court on a jury discrimination case. People don't know that. People don't recognize that the NAACP LDF began with jury discrimination as a way to bring about this idea of political identity and political equality. The right to a jury, the process of juries, as citizens go through that, all of the principles that exist, participation, fairness, deliberation, equality, accountability, and the common good are built within the system, and citizens, I hope, need to, if they read this book, which obviously a task just like Texas, hard to get people interested in a book about jury duty, which you have to buy, which is like 3 strikes and you're out, but is one of the ways that I think can transform how we can get people excited. The jury yields in America are atrocious. There are jurisdictions across the nation that can't hold court because they don't have enough jurors. And we need to change it. We don't change it through contempt sanctions, we change it by making people realize that jury duty is Constitution duty. And it's an important duty. It's the one day of your life you have to be a citizen. And the book and my goal, as you can see, my jury evangelical goal, is to change the way people see jury service in America. So I invite you to purchase it, but I also invite you to help me spread the word about jury service in America. Thank you.